Hello everyone, welcome to this video. When Doug and I began telling people about our relationship, the vast majority said, "We've been praying for you, we're so happy." But the other voices definitely left an impression. From a relationship standpoint, I knew I was free, biblically and emotionally, to move forward. But I wasn't looking. There was no real desire in me for a relationship. I want to make that crystal clear. I wasn't looking and had no need to do so. So many people have judged my timeline from Marcus's death to my marriage to Doug. They question how I could have grieved enough in 7 months to even think about talking to someone else. They think that's not enough time. All I can say is that each person processes grief differently. For me, this was the timeline I was on. For someone else, it could be very different. Each of us is uniquely created to fulfill the purpose God made us for. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. As the psalmist wrote, Ps 139:14. In addition, he has qualified each one of us, meaning he has made us able or authorized us for the task he has put before us. Marcus had a kind and loving heart. I can't tell you how many times he told me, in my kids' presence, "Now, sweetheart, if anything ever happened to me, I would want you to get remarried." I would get mad at him and say, "Are you crazy? You're not going anywhere." He knew how much I loved him, but he also didn't want me to be alone. I would tell him I probably wouldn't get remarried, but little did I know how well my husband knew me. His words reverberated in my mind and were comforting to me. The timing was so crucial in the way God brought us together because I wasn't looking, and he wasn't looking. After the divorce was final, Doug was at peace. In Doug's own words, "I just wanted to please God, and I was now in a different status." Then, shortly thereafter, I was asking the Lord, "What am I supposed to do?" He said, "Don't hunt." And I knew exactly what he meant. Don't hunt for women. Don't go looking. I got this. "Okay, God," I said, "I can do that." And so that's where we were both at. I wasn't looking, and she wasn't looking. When Doug came into my life, it felt like a refreshing rain saturating the drought in my soul and bringing a sense of newness. Yet, his arrival definitely shook things up. Along with the excitement, there was some turbulence and downed limbs, so to speak, that had to be taken care of. But it was so worth it because of the refreshing new life. And I always knew no one would be happier for me than my late husband, whom I adored. It's like Doug was the something I didn't even know I needed or was missing. Earlier in the year, the Lord had given me hints that he might be sending someone my way. Hubie's sin had given me the word right after Marcus's funeral that basically the Lord was going to have to put my heart back together. Then he added, "God's going to put your heart back together, and it's going to be him doing it." On another occasion, Hubie called with a long prophetic word, part of which said, "The Lord wants to make this very clear to you. He won't let you make a decision that is going to steer you in the wrong direction. He wants you to be comforted, knowing that he's holding your hand and he's moving you forward." Another time, the Lord used Drenda Kesey to speak to me. She is the mother of the young woman whose 13-pound tumor disappeared overnight. I had interviewed Drenda on Ministry Now about her new book, and she was about to go on Table Talk. The two of us were sitting on the set alone, waiting, when she said, "I'm so glad that you're here alone because I wanted to talk to you privately." I said, "Okay." She said, "The Lord spoke to me about you 3 days ago. The Lord told me that he's going to bring a man into your life, and for you not to be afraid and to open your heart." It was similar to Hubie's "God's going to put your heart back together" word. Drenda knew nothing about what Hubie had told me, and she is also somebody I trust. So, the Lord had given me yet another encouraging word from someone who didn't know anything about Doug and me, but is a person whose discernment I trust. However, as I lay in the pool that Sunday night, little did I know that the very next day, the Lord would answer my prayer with a big, undeniably supernatural confirmation. I was sitting in my hair and makeup chair at Daystar, getting ready for Ministry Now, when Shannon Kelly, our head of security, popped his head in. "Ma'am," he said, "I need to tell you something." "Sure, Shannon, what is it?" I responded. "Well, this may sound strange, but I had a dream about you last night and feel like I'm supposed to tell you about it," he said. "You did?" I asked. "Yes, ma'am, I did," he said, Okay, tell me the dream, I said. I believe the Lord is bringing a man in your life, Shannon said.